In this video, I want to talk about one of my favorite signs on the road, and it's the one that tells you if a lane is coming to an end. So we're coming up here and we have this sign here, and it's telling us the lane on the right is ending, and that's denoted by this slanted line here. And if the picture quality was a little bit better, you would be able to read that it says in about 100 meters ahead, this lane is ending. So they're even telling you how far ahead the lane is coming to an end. Now, why are they telling you in advance? So you can prepare better and possibly lane change over to the left when it's safe. Now, what I find with students is I'll know if their road test ready if they see this sign well in advance and they're making a lane change over to the left. What happens with a brand new student is we'll stay in this lane, and if I don't say anything about this sign, they'll get right to the end of the lane, they'll see a parked car there, and then they'll ask me like, oh, there's a parked car, should I change over? I'm like, yeah, let's go over to the left when you think it's safe. But the other thing, which is a more dangerous version of what they sometimes do, is they just see, oh, the lane is ending, so let me just move over to the left. And it's like, this is not Mario Kart, right? We can't just like swerve over whenever we feel like it. These signs are put in so that we can kind of plan in advance, we can put our signal on in advance and read the situation in advance, so we can find a safe place to not only communicate with the other drivers, so signaling, but also checking to see if it's clear, so the side mirror, the shoulder check, and then making our way over. So let's go towards this intersection here, and we'll see that we have a red light. And it's interesting, in this stretch of this street, the speed limit changes. So in the stretch that we were just in, it was a 50 zone, and now you can see it's a 40 zone posted. So looking ahead, you're able to kind of adjust your drive for those things that are coming up. If you are not used to looking ahead, you'll miss that sign that's telling you, hey, up ahead, the lane is ending. You'll miss a sign that says, hey, up ahead, it's 40. And on your road test, if you're going 50 and then you're not paying attention to this sign, you're going to end up coming in at 50, which is 10 kilometers above the posted speed limit of 40, and that will be the end of the road test right there. So looking ahead, planning ahead. So we've stopped here for the red light. The lights turn green, and you can see right away up ahead we've got the parked cars. So the best thing to do is to put that signal on as soon as you possibly can without being confusing. So perhaps just as we're coming out of this intersection, I'll put my signal on to the left, and here is that sign again. This time they're not telling you like in X amount of meters the lane is coming to an end. They're telling you the lane is coming to an end pretty much where this sign is posted. They're even going a step further and giving you 3 arrows or 4 arrows on the ground telling you, hey, look, this lane is finishing, right? So the clues are there, so you just need to look for them, and if you see enough of these scenarios, you'll be able to plan better for them. The very first time we'll bring a student here, they'll just kind of try to go over, but the second time or third time they're like, oh, it's that place again, so I'll put my signal on, I'll shoulder check early and make my way over there. So here we could see in our side mirror this vehicle is trying to pass us, so we let them go through and then we come in to this lane. So what I want you to do is kind of watch the replays on at the end of this video and kind of see how far away do you spot that sign. Where would you have done the lane change, right? Admittedly, what would have been better is near the first sign, the one that's telling us, hey, 100 meters from now, if conditions allow, do your lane change in advance. Don't wait till it's coming to an end here at the right at the C. Like right at the beginning here, we've got quite a bit of room, right? And I can't remember what was going on in the side mirror here, so I can't comment whether there's a vehicle approaching and that's why I didn't do a lane change then. But if it was clear in that lane, perhaps we would have come in to this lane earlier. Now we can see we had the broken lines here. Now when we go towards an intersection, we've got this long solid white line. They're telling you, hey, now is not the time to do a lane change, right? And this is one of the most dangerous things people do at intersections is sometimes they'll be in this lane, they'll see a car in front of them waiting to make a left turn, and they're like, well, I don't want to wait here, I'm just going to go around them. And just don't do it, because there's a reason why they've drawn these lines. And it's not for you to just cut through it. Sometimes there'll be a car at the other side of the intersection waiting to turn left, and they don't have a good line of sight as to what the vehicle behind the vehicle that's standing, is waiting here to make a left turn into this road, is doing. So if the vehicle behind them starts whipping around and going around, this person might not see that and possibly might be making the turn. And so quite a few collisions happen like that on the road where this person shouldn't be turning left unless they're absolutely sure that it's clear, but we're not doing them any favors if we're suddenly changing our mind and going around that vehicle. But I digress. Going back to our topic of this video, you want to see, hey, like if I look ahead, I can see parked cars, only one single travel lane here, so better figure out how to make my way over. And I want to do it as soon as possible, so I'm not getting right to this car and then having to make a complete stop. Now, sometimes students will see this car approaching and they won't signal. I'm like, just put your signal on, right? It's okay that that vehicle is there. They're gonna do one of two things. They're gonna either disregard your signal and continue at the speed that they're going, in which case we'll tuck in behind them, or you'll see that they're slowing down or just at least taking their foot off the gas a bit, try and let you build a bit of a differential between them and come in front of them. But they don't have a sixth sense, right? They don't know if you live in this driveway here, in this house here. So unless you let them know, hey, I need to come into this lane at some point, they're not going to be able to cooperate with you. Most people are pretty good on the road. You sometimes get the person in tunnel vision. They're not paying attention to anything that's blinking beside them. And in those cases, it's kind of obvious. You'll see in your side mirror, they're not slowing down. They're just carrying on. And we're like, okay, fine. Then you pass by and I'll tuck in behind you. Sometimes there's two of those cars. They're all following each other, not paying attention. And then we let them pass by and we tuck in behind them. And this ties back into the point I was trying to make, which is you need to plan for these things in advance. Don't wait till you see the arrows on the ground to be like, oh, this lane is coming to an end. So hopefully this video has been useful. Watch your replays a couple of times, and that's why there's 2 replays at the end of this video, so you can kind of practice it even at home when you're not behind the wheel.